Welcome back to Clear Talk. On this episode, I go into how to use sex to achieve your goals. You're gonna like this one. Then what to do if you achieve a ton of goals but you still feel empty inside. And then we're gonna end it off with how do you persist and stay motivated no matter how hard things get when you're working towards your goals. Enjoy the show. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Clear Talk. This is the #1 show for entrepreneurs who need clarity, and I'm your host, Armin Shafee. This is where you ask your questions about things about your business and about your life, and I help you get clear on things. A clear mind is the most valuable asset you can own. So this show is made specifically for the purpose of helping you clear off the fog in your mind when it comes to making decisions, when it comes to what to believe, when it comes to how to operate yourself so that you can successfully achieve your goals in life. So if you're on YouTube right now and you like content on how to become a successful entrepreneur, how to build your own business, and how to go after your dreams, then hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and that little notification bell, just because YouTube forgets to tell you sometimes that my videos are out, and you will get weekly videos and more than just this show that can help you achieve your goals in life. And if you're on Instagram, guys, what's going on, everybody? Share this with someone, a friend who can get on and start watching and join the party. And if you're on Facebook, what's going on to everyone on Facebook? Just hit that share button, the challenge, so that we can get more people on the show and we can answer more questions, and hit that like button as well if you can. Today's gonna be a good show. I'm excited. I feel great. Apparently the world's opening back up this Friday. What date is that, by the way? The 19th?
19th.
On the 19th of June 2020, apparently coronavirus is coming to a place where we're going to open back up. So, good stuff. But it's not everything, is it? It's just barbershops, malls, and then you could be with more than nail salons. It's important. For the men, barbershops. For the women, nail salons. That's all we need to actually open. Everything else could stay closed for now. But we have, and then we could do 10 people at a time now instead of 5. So it's good, It's interesting. A lot of people are like, this is the end of the world. We're all going to die. Things start blowing up. They're getting fireworks, throwing it in the air. It's like things are blowing up. No, man, that's you. But it obviously didn't. It lasted, 4 months? 4 months, right? 4 months. Yeah, 4 months. It's not that it's not that it's gone away. I'm not saying it's gone away, but I'm saying it's we're opening up. Some people are like, we're going to be closed down for years. I mean, here we are. So this is can I get a napkin? I just let me tissue it. Just one's fine. Just spill my tea. Okay, got my tea, my handy tea. Got the team here. Jay, say what's up.
What's up?
Jay handling the questions today. You got some good questions for me.
I mean, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Apparently, there's one question asked that I'm gonna really like. Isaiah, say what's up.
So
Isaiah set up a whole new lighting and scheme for us. It looks beautiful. I don't know if you guys noticed the background's nicer, the lighting's nicer, everything's nicer. So big shout out to Isaiah for setting it up with Jay. Lauren, say hey.
Hey.
Lauren, you got the transcribing going on right now.
Yep.
You're gonna be taking notes on all the weekly content we're gonna get out of the show. And Imad, hey, what are you working on?
I'm watching you on Facebook.
You're watching me on Facebook? How do I look?
You look good, man.
Okay, good. Great. I'm excited to get into the show today. I want to go into the questions and really hope that I bring some value out. So, Jay, you got the questions ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, cool. Let's go ahead with the first question.
Hey, Armin. It's Josh Hamilton here.
Josh, what's up?
So in chapter 11, I believe it is in Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon talks about sex transmutation. My question is, how do you currently interpret this chapter, and how are you applying it in your day-to-day life? I'm interested to know and understand how someone is actually using this and getting a benefit from it. Thanks.
Yeah, good question, Josh. I think sex transmutation is one of the most misunderstood principles of Think and Grow Rich. I remember I met someone who's like, you gotta have sex all the time. And this was like a coach of mine. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, at the time I wasn't thinking about sex at all. I was so purpose driven. I wasn't caring about like hanging out with someone. And I remember they were like, I have sex like every other day. I'm like, is that what sex transmutation is? So he was trying to teach you that sex transmutation is having lots of sex in your life because you have all the energy of sex and then you want to go do big things. I'm like, okay. And then I met someone who's like, no, sex transmutation is about not having sex at all. And I'm like abstinent? Like you're none now. And they're like, yeah. Because whenever you have sex, you release all the life force and energy that comes out of you. And if you don't use that for your business or your goals in life, then you're going to be lazy or you're going to feel tired all the time. You won't be able to work. So the energy, when a person has an orgasm, right? You release something, and that's energy. And that energy is used for, it's called life force. In the eastern side of the world, they call it life force or life energy. And so there's a lot of spiritual practices actually behind sex transmutation. The monks, the Taoist monks, I remember watching a guy named Mantak Chia. He's a good one. You could check him out, Mantak and then Chia. Mantak Chia. I watch a lot of his work. He's incredible. He talks about sex transmutation on a deep level. And it's all about like learning how to have sex without releasing, actually. Like without releasing your seed. For men. I don't know for women. I think the women's the same thing. But my point is I was learning about it a lot. So I've had this one side of the spectrum. People go, it's about having as much sex as possible because you're alive and you feel good and whatever. For a guy. I'm just talking about biasly about a man. And then I have the other side that says, no, it's about never having sex. So I was curious. I actually phoned up. This is a true story. I phoned up Don Green. He's the CEO of the Napoleon Hill Foundation. And thanks to Satish, my mentor, president of Think and Grow Rich, I was able to meet Don 2 years ago in Virginia when I went to the Napoleon Hill office. And many of you, I think you've seen my picture with Don and Satish in the office of Napoleon Hill holding his stuff. So I called him one day. I'm reading Sex Transmutation for like the 5th time, and I call him like, Don. He's out of nowhere. He's like, hey. I'm like, I have a question. Do you have a minute? He's like, I'm just about to have lunch. And I said, it's a very direct question. My question is, what does Napoleon mean when he's talking about sex transmutation? And I asked him, I'm like, is it about having sex and using that energy to put it towards your goals, or is it about not having sex? And he started laughing. He goes, this is the most misunderstood thing. Most people don't know what sex transmutation is. And he's like, it's just taking your, and I asked him directly, and he was just telling me, he's like, it's taking your energy, your desire, your urge to want to have like sex expression. So, finding someone and there's like a lustful sex expression, like not love. I mean, like you just want to have sex. Like it's like if you want to watch a movie or you want to eat some tasty food, it's just an urge. It's a craving. So the craving of having sex became, he says, take that and you transmute it into wanting to achieve your goal. I'm like, but how does someone do that? Like, and I first asked him, I'm like, what does he mean by sex energy? Because when you read Think and Grow Rich, it says the emotion of sex is the most one of the most powerful emotions, and the desire for sex is the number one desire in the human body. The most powerful emotion is love. The most powerful desire is sex. Doesn't mean it's not. You can't be. I can't be biased about this. So I don't mean like every person you meet they're gonna want sex. No. I mean the general population, the mass majority of them, the biggest motivator, desire is sex, and one form of it or another, a form of expressing sex. So whether it be with a person to kiss or to have actual sex or whatever. So I asked Don. I'm like, Don, what is the emotion of sex? It doesn't mean, is an emotion of sex like when you're horny? I don't know. I'm like, I asked him straight. I'm like, is it when you're horny? Like for a guy, when you're horny and you just want to like, that feeling you have like when you want to just, have sex. I'm like, is that the emotion? And he's like, yeah, but it's like, he couldn't really answer me, I think, because he comes from a different time in life. So I was using words and like perspectives that are more like modern. But he gave me my answer in different words. And here's what I learned from my conversation with him. It is the emotion of sex that you need to transmute to achieve your goals is that craving, the horniness, right? Like when you just really feel like, expressing sexual, whatever. So that is the emotion. So when you feel that and your urge is, most people like to go do their personal business on their own or if they have someone to go do it with them, okay? So as I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, okay, so how does one transmute actual sex energy into their business or their goal? This is what I was asking. And he goes, and he literally says one word. And this is when I realized what the entire chapter is really about. He goes, discipline. I mean, what do you mean discipline? He goes, see, sex energy, the emotion of sex, the craving for sex, is the most powerful desire in the human body. Like, it's like what most people are thinking about all the time. It's like people are either doing things for sex or for money or for like attention. It's one of these three things. Everything is categorized in these three things. To have sex or to attract sex or sexual attraction from people, from women or men. Or it's money, right? And if it's money, then it's like they want to make money because they think they'll get sex. Usually this is like what most men think like. Or attention, because they just like the ego feeling of, being in the middle of the spotlight. So he talks about, he told me how, like, when you transmute it, is you take the energy for wanting to go and have sex or to be with someone or to express that, and you focus through discipline, through sheer willpower, like literally just the willpower saying, I won't do that even though I want to, and through discipline saying, I'm going to focus on my goal, and then convincing yourself that your goal will feel better than that, and also convincing yourself that if you achieve your goal, you'll have that anyways. So you're literally just redirecting all the focus of your energy into the goal and into the thing you have. So when I learned this, and I called him like 7 months ago, and when I was just coming out of depression, I called him like in January, I think. So 6 months ago now. And I got off the phone and I realized he goes, self-control is what this chapter is about. And through sex transmutation, if you can, through self-control and discipline, refocus your mind from wanting to go and have sex and have the expression of that energy when you're horny or whatever, and put it into your goal and just work through discipline, what will happen is you achieve something that's called the genius state, right? You become a genius. And this entire chapter is based on, if you can get yourself to transmute your sex energy into your goal or into yourself, your brain, because of the energy of sex, the wanting to have it, it elevates the frequency of your thinking, your brain. So imagine it's like this. It's like a vibration. See, if I'm going slow, you can see my hand. This is like more like peaceful meditation, calm. If I do this, now it's like sex energy. This is what sex energy is. So all your atoms in your body and your brain, your frequencies, it's going really fast like this. If you're vibrating at this speed, what happens is it elevates the level of your thoughts. So your thoughts become more vibrating on a higher level. And when it's at that higher level, you start to get genius ideas. Okay, I'm giving you a very like cool process of how the most genius people in history became that way. They were fueled by sex energy. Fueled. So whether it was their wife that they really were attracted to and really wanted to like be with, and that would fuel them to go and achieve their goals, or if it was like they were womanizers, like in the history, that was okay back then, where they would like love multiple women and stuff, and so all of that energy they take, but they wouldn't dissipate their energy, they wouldn't waste it on just having physical sex. And physical sex is one of the most wasteful things you could do. It sounds ridiculous, but people are like, well, I like sex. I know, everybody does, because it feels good. The same way you like good tasting food, the same way you like a good movie, the same way you like video games. It's no different, by the way, no different. But it's the most wasteful thing you can do with your energy, because have you ever had, like, for everyone who's had sex, you have sex, right? Then you're done. You either get tired, lazy, or want to do nothing. You're not motivated after sex. You don't get up going, oh, I'm going to go build my dreams now. And here's the only exception. You ready? Dramatic pause. There's only one exception. It's not really an exception. It's how the rule works anyways. But there's only one case where after sex you feel energized. I'm going to give it to you. Because this is where I was confused. Because when I was in a relationship, I'm like, yo, I feel great. It doesn't drain me when I have sex, right? And here's the reason why. If you're in love with the person and there's genuine love between you two, the sex energizes you. With that being said, that does not mean overindulge in it. So do not have so much that you're genuinely like, every chance you get, you guys are having sex. Then you're just getting lazy, because it encourages, like, too much sex, too much, encourages laziness. It encourages slowing down. It encourages being relaxed and comfortable and cuddling, And that's fine, but not for business, not for your goals. It's not good for your goals. So if you live with your partner right now and you guys are in love, yeah, the sex can be an energizer, because it's just another form of expression of love. And love fuels the body. When you're in love, now you're like you're a genius. Okay? So sex is just like a cousin to the love. But when you're not in love and you're not in an actual genuine relationship and you're just having sex with multiple people or a person that you just kind of, you like don't love them, but you like having sex with them, you're wasting all your energy, all of it. So, Josh, for asking this, thank you, because I'm explaining to you a deeper understanding of it. And I'll give it to you in a few sentences. I'll simplify this for you, okay? The simple version, my simple answer to, what is sex transmutation? How do I use it? Like, I'll tell you how I use it too, by the way. But my simple answer is this. It's about having, it's about taking all of your urges to want to have sex with somebody or people and putting it into your goal. Taking the same energy and putting it into your goal. How? Through literally, through willpower and discipline. Saying, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this while you're feeling it. And because you're already all spiked up with the hormones and the energy and estrogen going through your body and testosterone, right? Then you say, well, I'm going to take all the energy and boom, I'm going to work. And you tell yourself, you're like, I'm going to have all these things anyways. And what I'm going to do here is going to get me more of that anyways in the future, whether it be multiple or you want one, whatever your taste is, I don't care. So this is what I did for a long time as I practiced sex transmutation. I practiced this by, I would I even did this. So here's, for all the guys watching, I'll give you a little trick, okay? So I realized I wasn't really I don't really focus on wanting to get girls and, I'm literally so focused on my business. That excites me so much. To me, I don't really care. So in January, when I learned that sex transmutation is something I was missing, because I wasn't really excited about female energy. I was just whatever. To me, I didn't care because I'm so focused on my business. I'm so excited about that. But then I'm sitting there, I'm how do I get my testosterone up? So I was asking myself, how do I get my sex energy up so that I could use that to transmute it? So what I would do is on Instagram, okay, we got a call coming in the office, real time. Is it Donald Trump? No? I was expecting his call. Imagine, is Don Green calling? All right, so check this out. This is what I did to spike my... Listen, most of you don't have to do this. I'm sure you can just let it go, man. It's okay. You just leave it open. It's fine. He's struggling to put it back on. Now, Michael, so you got to put it back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, just move the thing, man. Move the folder. It's okay. This is real time. Isaiah, don't cut this out. This is real stuff. We're going to keep it. We're not editing this part out. Got it? Okay. So most of you won't need to do this to spike your sex energy up so they can use testosterone to sex transmutate. You don't need to do this. I needed to do it because I was I just came out of depression. So I was so disengaged with doing that. I was so focused on, I was disciplined on my goals that I wanted to achieve, right? So I'm I need sex energy. I need it. So I literally, I'm if I could just flirt with different girls or talk to them and just get myself excited, I'll take that and I'll put it in my goal. It was so strategic. So I started following the most beautiful women I can follow on Instagram, and this is literally what I did. I unfollowed all of them, by the way, when I didn't need to anymore. So listen to me, okay? Hear me out, and you'll see how smart this was. So I went and I literally went on a follow spree on Instagram. You know all the Instagram followers, the girls who have anywhere from 1 million to 4 million followers, and they're beautiful. And it depends on your taste, but I'm saying most of them are disproportionately made to make a guy feel excited when they look at a picture. This is just their business, by the way, because they make money off it. They make money off the attention and whatever. So good for them, whatever. It's a business. I didn't judge. I don't care. So I followed a bunch, and I would fill my Instagram feed up with these beautiful, sexy women. And what I would do is at least once a day, in the beginning of my day, I'd go through them, and I would listen how carefully I did this, guys, because I didn't care. It didn't lead to anything me wanting to have sex, right? So I'd sit there and I'd watch it, and I would literally look at each picture, look at the woman, I close my eyes, and I imagine them with me. And I imagine them next to me, and I imagine myself achieved my goal with that person in it. So this is I'm giving you a serious detailed process on how I sex transmutated. So I didn't have enough sex energy because I didn't care. So I got it by looking at beautiful women. I'm all right, this girl's beautiful, whatever. So I close my eyes and I see myself with the money goal I have, with the things I want to own, with the body I want to have, and the people I want to be around, the business I own. And then I saw women like her, the girls like that beautiful around me, hanging out. I didn't even see I didn't imagine sexual things. I just imagined them wanting me. Just imagine them wanting me. Totally PG-13. You could have put your kids in my imagination and they would have been fine. Because I was just super successful, really rich, and I was thinking about it. I'm I'm disciplined, I got my body, and I'm hanging out on a yacht, and girls like this are on it. And we're just all friends. And I don't care. I'm not doing it for getting people. or getting girls like this, I just like, they're there. So all my sex energy would come and I transmute it, and then I would open my eyes and I'd be like, let's get to work. And you know what? That was so powerful. And I'd focus on like, let's get to work, because I knew if I worked, I can get to that person I saw in my dream, in my imagination, and these kind of women would be around me. Here's the funny part, guys. After a month and a half of doing this, I unfollowed everyone because eventually I didn't care anymore. Like, I felt so like satisfied with my energy. I was just, and here's what it escalated to. So first I would put in my pictures and stuff, and I would like look at girls, so I would get myself like sex energy up. Like, I'm a young male. I can't believe it was hard for me to like, but it's because my mind is so unfocused from like like what most 24-year-olds are thinking about now. Like, I don't think about it. So I had to like put myself there. Then it went into like, I'll like talk to girls on Instagram. Like, I would talk to girls and I flirt. And so when I flirted, my intention was genuinely just to get myself excited enough to have energy to move and go work. Literally. I even met up with like a few, and I would go on a date. And I would go on a date specifically because I wanted sexual energy to transmute. It sounds kind of weird actually when I talk about it now. It just sounds like I was just like, using dates to, hey, it was harmless. They had a great time. I had a great time. That's it. It was that, right? And I was honest with them, eh? I was like, I'm just looking to hang out and talk and whatever. And we would just talk, and I would just literally practice flirting. And you know why? Because, guys, I was so disengaged from, like, socializing. I was so focused on my goal, I never socialized, let alone with girls. And so it was a fun time. Like, every girl I met up with and had, I dated, like, I would date, like, I would go on a date. And I saw them like all once, maybe twice. And there was not all. It was like less than a handful, like maybe 4 or 3. I don't even remember. That's how less it was. But I would go out and we'd just have like lunch or something, and we'd talk, and we would both get excited, right? Like, we'd flirt, she'd flirt, I flirt, she'd flirt, and all that energy I would get. All that energy, I'd be like, I feel excited, I feel really good. I'd be like, yeah, a guy always feels confident and good walking away from, having a good time with a girl. And so I'd go back to work with all this energy, this confidence in myself, this feeling of sexual energy. And sex energy, by the way, is vital. It's a critical element and characteristic trait of a successful person. The most successful people in history were highly sexed. And what this means is, it's not about they've had a lot of sex. It's highly sexed. It means they were attractive. It means they were sexually attractive. Like, women or men around them, if they're a girl, like men would be like really wanting them. They were sexually attractive. And they were just attractive in general. Their positive attitude, their personalities, they were nice, they were kind, they were beautiful, they took care of themselves. Men that have a lot of girls want them, they're sexually attractive because they took care of their health, their body, their mind. They were driven in purpose, so it was attractive. So becoming highly sexed is a goal. You should do that. You cannot get far in life if you're not highly sexed, meaning attractive person that people want to be around. And a part of that is the sexual energy and the exchange of talking to people. So I did this for a month and a half, and by like mid-February, I didn't need to anymore. I didn't care because I was so excited now, and I was so into I became into myself instead of into others. I got into myself, and many of you got to do this. You got to get into yourself. Like you know how you become highly sexed? You become super into yourself. It's not egotism. It's not narcissism. It's not self-centered. None of this stuff. It's just genuine liking of yourself. So I got so happy out like talking to different people and feeling good. I just felt good about myself without anyone's need to like flirt or do anything. So then I became self-sufficient. I unfollowed everybody. I unfollowed all the girls I followed. I'm not even on Instagram anymore. And I don't date. I don't see anyone. Like I don't go and like meet different women and stuff. I don't do that anymore. So that is a secret. And I'm telling you my personal process on how I actually sex transmutated. So if you ever wondered what that is and how to do it, like that is what I don't know if that's the way, but that's the way I did it and it worked. So that's what I did. And then if you're in a relationship, I also did this when I was in a relationship. While you're having sex with your partner and you got to make sure you love them. This is why it's important to have good relationships. If you have a bad relationship, it'll mess up your business, your goals, your life. Because that person is the only one person you could love. And if that's in shambles, it's tough. It's tough to have high energy, high sex energy. It's really tough to be excited and motivated. But when I was in a relationship, what I would do is I would visualize my goals, visualize who I want to become, visualize other things during the sex. It's really something, guys. This is like deep level, like thinking, mechanics and stuff. I'm sharing with you guys. So, in essence, sex transmutation is about if you're not in love, it's about disciplining your urge to want to have sex with different people or a person that you're not in love with, and putting it and disciplining it and transmuting it into your goal and convincing yourself that when you achieve the goal, you will have that kind of sex, you'll be able to have those sex things that you want anyways. And what you're doing is redirecting a strong flow of energy that's going one way, physically. Your body, through nature, is built so that it wants sex. Our as creatures, we want to reproduce. So you take all that strong biological energy, that urge, and you redirect it to your goal. Now your goal explodes. And this is how a lot of people grow really big businesses and companies and go after their dreams. They take all that energy and they repurpose it. Muhammad Ali went abstinent for a year, no sex for a year before his fights. Before his biggest fight, right? That was it. So he had no sex. All that testosterone. Here's another way to look at it for men. When you have sex, you release testosterone. Testosterone is what gives you energy. It's what develops muscle. It's what gives you life. And if you don't have testosterone in your body, enough of it, you get sluggish and lethargic and you want to sleep. You just start becoming a worm. Okay? This is what happens when you have too much sex, because you dissipate that testosterone. So when I sit there and I work, I'd be working and we'll go as personal as this. I don't have a lot of sex. I'm just being honest with you guys. If any of you were wondering, I'm going to share this. You know why? Because when I was in the beginning of my business, I would always be curious. I'm looking up to these mentors and coaches of mine, but how much sex do they really have? You would never know. They could be just twice a day and you don't even know. But I'm I really want to know what they're doing behind closed doors, because that's what determines who they are outside, right? So I'm telling you so that you have something to reference now, because not many people are going to come on and be here's how much I have. I'm just saying I don't have a lot. Very rarely. Some of you are that's crazy, Armin. That's good. And by the way, some people don't believe that. I have said this. Some people are no way. You, look at you. I'm what do you mean look at me? I'm just another person. There's no way. You have to be getting girls all the time. There's no way. I'm it just shows me how you grew up. If you think that's, just because I'm attractive does not mean I'm having a ton of sex. That's not. That is a movie, okay? You have been let a movie dictate how things are. That's not reality. That's a movie. That is a movie. You look at it in movies and you go, this must be real life. That's not real life. Okay, I meet a lot of really successful people, and they don't have a lot of sex. They take that testosterone and they use it to achieve their goals. So I'm just being real with you. Look, if you have a lot of sex, I'm not discriminating it's not a big deal. I'm just saying, if you have a big goal, you need a lot of testosterone. You need a lot of energy. And if you dissipate it in sex, pointless sex too, just literally just to do it, you're killing your chances of success. 100%. There's no way around that. And you don't believe me, look at your life. Now, some of you are watching, you might be I have a lot of money, I'm really successful, and I have sex all the time. No problem. It's okay, don't listen to what I'm saying. I'm just letting you know what the greatest people in history did. They were highly sexed or fueled by love, sexual expression with the person they love, and that's what fueled them as a man. As a woman, I think it's the same thing, but that just depends on that. I can only speak on a man's part. So that's what I did, guys. That's what I did. I used sexual energy and I put it into my business, and guess what? I built a machine out of myself. I'm a beast. I would wake up and I'd be I have testosterone in me. And I would be so proud about it. I'm oh, by the way, for the men watching, do not masturbate. Waste of your time in life. I'm going to be that direct with you. If you masturbate, you are killing your chances of success. Some of you watching this oh man, Armin, I was going to hit it up right, today. Well, I'm sorry, buddy. You want to make a lot of money in life? You want to be an influence in this world? You want to change your own life? Let alone others. You want to change your own life? You got to discipline that urge. It is a way. There is no point in masturbation, just letting you know. I'm going to get at least one person now commenting the health benefits of masturbation. Okay, look. Cocaine is also really healthy if you use it to, get a lot of energy in and work on your dreams, but it doesn't mean it's healthy. It just means there's a benefit to it. Just because something has a benefit doesn't make it healthy. Doesn't mean it's good for you. That was a good one. There's no point in masturbation. Now, this is for men. I'm talking about men. For men, when I was studying Mantak Chia, for men, apparently the opposite is true. For women, sorry. Mantak Chia, who has been doing this his whole life, I'm not the one saying this, his study showed when a woman does masturbate, has more releases, they become more relaxed. It's healthier for them. So I don't know. You can look that up yourself. I can only speak from a man's part. I know when a man constantly is, hitting the tom or whatever. I don't know what they call it now. Hitting the tom.
Is that a new term now?
I don't know. Do you have a term for this? Lauren always has a term for something. No, hold on. This is nasty. Don't even say it. when men are doing their personal business, they're taking all that rich testosterone and energy that can build muscle, that can build their mind, that can give them focus and give them creative thoughts, and they're releasing it into a toilet, a sink, a bathtub, whatever cool with you in a toilet, but I don't care what you do. My point is, you are murdering not only millions of lives,
Each time.
every time there's a homicide going, there's a genocide happening, but you are killing your energy that can be used to succeed and achieve your goals. If you take a person, a man who is down in life, broke, hopeless, non-ambitious, indifferent, they're very closely going to be related to a schedule where they have too much sex or too much masturbation. With it comes the habits of too much video games, too much overeating. They become, I'm telling you from my personal experience. So I use sexual transmutation to get energy. It's 30 minutes now, and
30 minutes in, yeah.
okay, it's a long answer because it's a big chapter. Go read the book, and don't just take my opinion about it. Go read the book. Okay, there is the point of sex transmutation is to elevate your vibration of thought to such a high level that at that level of vibration of thought, you get ideas that you can't get on a lower level, which is the creative and genius ideas that grow your business, help you achieve your goals. So you need a goal to do this, or else you're just doing it for no reason. You need an actual definite goal that you're working towards, or else this is all useless talk to me, to you. Like, you're gonna go and have sex, you're like, what is Armin talking about? I'd rather go and feel good all the time. Yeah, if that's your goal. If your goal is to do something big in life, like grow a business, whatever, you cannot be doing that, guys. It's like if you want to compete in a fitness show, you can't have pizza. Like, it just doesn't work that way. You know, this is the cost of paying the price for success. You have to discipline your sex urges. Okay, this is the most underrated topic, by the way, and under-talked about thing. Nobody online is talking about, like, what you do with your personal, like, testosterone and your life energy. Like, what the hell? What are you doing? Like, don't dissipate it. You are dreaming if you think you're going to grow something really big in life while you like have too much sex, overindulgent in anything, by the way, but sex especially, because you get lethargic after. You're like, no, I always have energy. Okay, no problem. I'm just saying, imagine how much energy you would have if you didn't do it. And worse, it's like having all this jet fuel, but all you do is go in the air and just fly around with no aim, no direction, and then you just land back down. You just waste all your fuel just to go fly around and come back down. Like, the only thing you got out of it was entertainment. Is that really what you want to use your jet fuel for, or do you want to go somewhere in life? Great example. Fire. Okay? Yeah, like, imagine, like, if you're in a plane, right? You fill up the tank. Do you want to fly somewhere, or do you just want to fly and land back where you were? Because that's exactly what you do when you have too much sex, too much masturbation, and dissipate all your energy in the like, useless things in life. Like, listen, unless you're in love with somebody and it's a form of expression, you're connecting with them every time you have sex, that's different. It fuels you. And even then, too much of it will make you tired. It will make you lazy. So you got to still control how much you do, but you can have more with a person like that because there's a benefit and energy back to you. But when you're just giving it away, I mean, that's why I said don't watch pornography. Like, it's just literally rots your brain, rots your willpower. It destroys motivation. Pornography destroys motivation. Motivation in anything in life, let alone finding love. You can't even find love when your brain's filled with pornography. It's so tough, because, your brain's just lied to. Anyways, that's what it is, and that's how I use it. So it is important. You should read it. And so the discipline is how you actually transmutate your energy from the urge to want to have sex to your goal. And then you take that, what's the purpose of it? Is that when you take all the energy, when you're highly sexed, when you have all the sex energy, but you're not dissipating it and you're using it, you're letting it boil up inside of you, all that energy, what happens is your vibration of thought goes on a higher level. When it's up here, you start getting ideas and stuff no one else has access to. And it's very lonely up there. Trust me, not a lot of people are up there. So you're going to get a lot of good ideas that's going to put you ahead in the marketplace in your business and as a coach. Okay, so look, if you like what you're hearing right now, if you're on YouTube and you like this kind of content, you want more of it, then make sure you subscribe and hit that little notification bell so I can bring some more content to you and some more fire. Okay, and also hit that subscribe. And if you have questions, by the way, go to askarmin.com. Submit your question just like Joshua did here, and I'll answer it just like this on the show, the next episode coming up, and we'll shout you out and everything, put you on the screen. It's good. If you're on Facebook, if you guys are liking this, hit that heart button right now. I want to see a bunch of hearts on the screen, and hit that share button. I'm seeing a bunch of hearts. Good. And hit that share button so that more people can hear this message. If you're on Instagram, send this to somebody that can learn what I'm talking about so that they can stop wasting their sexual energy. What's the comment saying?
Jessica says...
I need you to speak really loud so the camera, so the mic can hear you.
Jessica says sex and tangible goal energy is different though. It's a different emotion, right?
Sex and what?
Tangible goal energy.
Tangible goal energy? What does that mean?
I don't know.
I don't get it. Continue.
That's it.
What's the next one?
She's saying it's like a different emotion. So is the goal energy and sex are two different things?
No. Good insight, by the way. The same energy. No, listen. They're all the same emotion. Here's what it is. Desire. That's the emotion. It's desire. The most powerful desire is sex, though, is what I'm saying in the human body. Because it's like, it's our nature to want to reproduce. But it's the same thing. Like, if you don't know like what you want in life, you're like, Armin, I don't know if I have a burning desire in life. A great example, like Sonny, my coach, told me is literally like go back to high school when you had a crush with that one girl or one guy. And every time you saw them, you got all butterflies in your stomach and you get all like, and like you want to talk to them and you're so nervous. That's called desire, guys. And that's sex energy, by the way. That is sex energy. It's not just about sex. It's the energy that comes with love and romance and sex. It's its own little part in the trifecta of what a other person does to you when you like them a lot or you like doing something with them a lot. So it's the same emotion you would have to want to have sex with a person is the same emotion you want to have sex with your goal. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Don't have sex with the person. Person isn't the goal. Unless you are in love and it is your relationship. That is so different. But everyone I'm referring to here is people that are not in love. They're just using sex to feel good. You're wasting your energy. Put it into the goal. It's the same emotion. That's why it's easy to transmute it. That's why. Because it's the same emotion. Right? Imagine, like for anyone watching this right now, imagine your girlfriend or a girl, a really hot girl that you really like, for a guy specifically, or a girl, but really applies to a guy. Imagine you get a text right now saying, hey, I'm home alone. Like, you want to come over? Majority of the men watching this, you will turn this off, get dressed as fast as possible in record speed, be on the Guinness Book of World Record of fastest dressed. You'll get in a car and you'll start driving at 150 kilometers an hour to get to this person's house. Why? Because that is called strong desire, sex desire. You want to go have sex. Now here's how powerful sex desire is, and if you can learn how to use it and put it to your goal, oh my God, are you going to be unstoppable? You're going to be a beast, a machine. Here's how powerful it is. Imagine you're driving to the person's house, but the road's blocked. The road's blocked. You can't get on the highway. What do? Do you turn back and go home? You don't you? What do? You find another way, don't you? You're going to find a new way. You're going to get your GPS and be like, what's another way? Without traffic, without highways. And you're going to start finding another way. You're going to go 20 minutes longer around. Because there's no option where you don't get to this person's house. That's how much you're desiring to go see this person right now. And what happens? Let's say you go the other way. Road's blocked again. If it gets down to it, you will park your car, walk to a destination, get an Uber, and get to that place. If it comes down to it, you'll do it. True or false? How many men watching this would do that? Because it's not about desperation, by the way. That's just how strong sex desire is. Imagine. I feel like Iron Man. Imagine you took that same level of desire and put it into your goals in life. Is this an emoji? Yeah. There's one like this, right? But this one. Failure would never be an option if you could do that. If you took that same desire of doing anything it takes, whatever it takes to get to this girl's house right now, and you put it into your goals. Now you understand how I feel. This is why like a girl doesn't excite me. It's not about sex or anything like this. I'm excited about love. That's different. But not about sex. Because I realize how wasteful it is. And I realize how much that energy could be serving me on 100 times more if I put it into the right things. So that's my answer to you, Josh. Thanks for asking it. I hope it answered your question. Do we have any comments on Facebook, Instagram, anything new?
We got Carlita BP has been keeping up with the commentary. She started by saying, this is a very interesting, good topic that I'm very intrigued right now. Yeah. Can you please name the book or the guy again that you referenced? So just name your reference.
Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah.
Napoleon Hill, that's sex transmutation. Mantak Chia, Mantakchia, is the monk that I learned sexual transmutation from. He actually has a book as well. I forgot what it's called. But yeah, very, very knowledgeable man on the body and, It's really interesting. Watch an interview with him on YouTube on London Real. That's what I watched. I was blown away about how much he goes into the depth and science of just sex energy and how to use it. So that you can use it to heal yourself, sex energy. The more testosterone you have in your body, the faster you build muscles, the faster you heal, your immune system's stronger, you have clearer mind. It's insane the benefits of not having sex and wasting your energy has for you. It's insane. So that's why I do it.
She also said this is some Jedi mind. Oh, I swore.
It's okay. It's her words, not ours. So we will blank it out. But no problem. Thanks for being on. She on Facebook?
IG.
IG, what's up? What's her name?
Carlita BP.
Carlita, thanks for commenting and being with us. That's good. Any other comments, questions?
We have a question actually as well from Saad. So
Saad. Not your Saad?
I don't know.
It's another Saad. Saad what?
it's his Saad.
It's his Saad? Okay, what's up, bro? From India.
How do you start to enjoy things that are big if no matter how much you level up, it doesn't satisfy you? What if it just starts to feel meh?
Stop doing things. Stop doing things to get things. That's how. Stop setting goals to get things. Set a goal to become something. You'll never feel undersatisfied. Is that a good answer for Saad? Do you approve, Imad? Saad is Imad's brother from India.
He asked me the same question like
What did you say to
an
him?
hour before.
What did you say to him?
Take a break.
Take a break? That's a good one too. My answer to you is this. If every time you level up you feel like it's not enough, it's because you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Okay? It's like this. When I was a kid, like last week, 6 years ago, when I started my journey, 7 years ago now, actually, when I was 17, when I started my journey, the most exciting thing to me was to get an R8. An Audi R8 was it's all the motivation I needed. No girl could beat that for me. No, I was like, if I have an Audi R8, life is complete. I didn't think about I would have to drive that home to my mom's garage. Who would I go see if I don't have money to go party with it? I'm like, it's so stupid, but it got me excited, whatever. So when I first started, I just wanted money to buy things. Get my own place, have a nice car, whatever, right? As you grow, if I had kept that same mindset, I would have been not only in debt right now, but I would be miserable because when you get the R8, now you need the Lamborghini. When you get the Lamborghini, now you need the Rolls Royce. Now when you get the Rolls Royce, you're going to need a jet. If you get a jet, you're going to need this. And it's like nothing is ever enough. You're trying to fill a cup with a hole at the bottom of it. Deep. So what happens is eventually, luckily for me, the business I built was in a personal development space. So that means by default, for me to make a lot of money in my business, I'd have to also grow a lot and learn things that I could teach. So the byproduct was I had to grow myself a lot. And the more I grew personally, my business grew. So I learned a lot of things. And you know what happened, guys? Eventually I reached a threshold where no amount of things would make me happy anymore. I don't care. And I don't have a lot of things, by the way. I have a sports car. I have my own place. I have an office. Whatever. I got to travel a lot. Travel more than most people do in a year. And, last year and the year before. None of those things were what woke me up and go, I'm so grateful. No, these are just things I get to say I did. What got me excited is eventually I decided to set goals that grow me into something bigger. Not setting goals to buy things that are bigger. Okay. Like a $10 million jet is just a piece of machine to me. I'd rather own a $1 trillion brain, which is what your brain is worth, Saad. So, set goals for the right reasons, not to get things or to get places. That's the illusion, eh? You have to be conscious of the fact that when you set a goal, it's literally just to trick your mind and to be motivated to move. The real underlying motivation for everything you do is growth, progress. Because it's exciting when you're in the process of getting something. Have you ever set a goal? For example, have you ever set a goal and you're really excited for it and it's exciting because it's like a game. You got to figure it all out and it's oh, I might not get it. And then you go through all that, you grow everything, you learn things and you feel great and then you get the thing and you takes a day, a month, a week, a year, but you're eventually bored of it then.
That's actually what his question's about because he just achieved something just yesterday or something like that.
But it doesn't feel
anything. He's
anything.
been doing that for quite some time just because quarantine he's just too focused on work now.
Yeah.
And it's not exciting him even after achieving that goal.
Yeah.
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, because you need to now focus on what fulfills you, not achieving more. So, my friend, you reach a very noble place in life. You reach a place where it's not hard to achieve things anymore. It means you have confidence in yourself. It means you have confidence in your ability. It means you know how to achieve goals and take action. So you're not a BSer. You actually get the stuff done. Great place, but there's a ceiling to that place. That's like the first level of life, because you have to learn, like the first level of life to learn is just how to set goals and achieve them. Because if you can't do that, I mean, you can't move at all. But then when you get there, the rest of the goals you have is all spiritual. Like you can't, and you got to be honest with yourself. Do you have the amount of money you do want to have? Do you have the business and resources, or are you just comfortable at a low level of money? In that case, you got to surround yourself with people who have a lot more money, a lot bigger businesses, doing way more than you are, so you can realize how small you still are and how big you can get. So that's just environment. But let's say you're, incredibly overly wealthy, like you don't need any more money, like you could do anything you want right now. That's fine. Then you gotta strive for a spiritual growth, which is fulfillment. It's more about purpose, and it's more about really what Think and Grow Rich is as its core. Think and Grow Rich is about connecting to infinite intelligence, to God, source, whatever you call it. And in that place, you're never empty, you're never full. It's just you're always growing. It's always pouring. So yeah, you gotta stop doing things to achieve things. And also, if you do things for others, this will also drain you. There's so many factors to it. But if let's say you achieve these things because subconsciously you're trying to prove something to someone or to yourself, yeah, then you're always going to be unsatisfied when you get there because you need something else to prove something again. That's why you got to start goals with the proving already done. You can't be setting goals to prove something. For example, when I was in depression, I wanted to get out, and I wanted to lose weight, fix my business and income, and then like find confidence in my social abilities again. These 3 things I had. I didn't say I want to do these things to prove to myself that I can do it. No. I said I know I can. There's not proof here. I don't need to prove anything to anybody. I said watch me do it. There's a big difference. I didn't say I want to see if I can. That's why I'm doing this every day. No. I said I can. Watch me do it now. And that is just a genuine desire to just want to grow. And that is never unsatisfying. So now that I think the time is for you, Saad, if you've achieved a lot in your life, to start digging deeper inside, I would highly recommend you get a coach, someone that genuinely understands where you're at and can help you think deeper about your own life and about yourself. This is where life coaches, leadership coaches, these kind of coaches, their expertise is, fixing these emotional problems we have that you don't think about as you're going towards your goals. My good fortune is I have both sides to me, the business and the mindset and the heart part. So yeah, that's my answer to you, Saad. Good question. What time is it?
It's
12 minutes left?
12:47.
Cool. What's the next question?
Our next question is from Kush_Raparelli on IG. I have a very important exam in 1 month and I'm struggling to stay motivated. Do you have any other tips to keep pushing?
Remember why you're doing it. Are you doing this exam just to do it, or is it because the exam is a stepping stone towards what you want in life? I was talking about this actually. I had my my brother and his girlfriend were over at my place yesterday, and
He's on
oh, cool. Which platform?
IG.
IG? What's up, man? His first name again?
No, I'm saying your brother is on.
Oh, my brother's on? Oh, cool. So he knows what I'm talking about. They were over yesterday, and we were talking about this. In front of my TV, I don't watch TV, so in front of my TV, I got a place that's furnished, so the TV's already there. Or else I want to buy a TV. But it's already there. So I use it as a stand. I use the TV as a stand for my vision board. So my like goal board is against the TV. So when I wake up, all I see is the 4 top goals I have for the year. Like the 4 like things I want to hit, but the massive goal I want to hit. And then like what I want to stand for, what my purpose is. It's a thing I learned from Tony Robbins. I went to his event and they made us do like a big Bristol board thing. And it's cool because every time I look at it, I know I'm working towards all of them and I'm actually progressing, so I feel great every day. But I remember looking at it and they're sitting on my couch and they're looking at it and I'm looking at them and I go, I don't watch TV. Like I have this thing in front of it. And then we started talking about the importance of writing goals down. And I told them, I said, look, it's like this. Writing your goals down, not only is it something that every successful person that I study does. So what makes you think you're any better than them or an exception? If they're wildly successful and this is what they do, just do it. Shut up and do it. Like, why are you questioning it? Why are you saying, I just did it in my brain? Your brain doesn't do this stuff. Your mind is not a filing cabinet. It's a terrible manager, by the way. Because your mind is like a ball of oxygen running around in the air. It has no structure to it. Your mind has no structure. Think about like, for the next 10 seconds, try to see how many thoughts randomly come into your mind with no organization, no categorization, no priority to it. There's a stupid thought just comes in. Don't give that the responsibility of remembering your goals. Terrible idea. Write them down. Every day I read my goals. Every single day. More than once. And I write down things I'm grateful for. I do things written, tangible things. So I was telling them the importance about writing your goals down. And I was telling them, I'm like, you know what's crazy, guys? I know my goals. I know what my goals are, my big goal is. I know my vision. But it's like, it's so refreshing. Every time I wake up, the first thing I can look at is that. And every time I look at my goal that I wrote down, it for some reason has a psychological effect where I'm just more anchored to it. I'm like attached to it again. Even though it's not like I forgot overnight. But when I see it again, boom, I feel it. And when I'm working out, I work out in my living room in front of it. So as I'm working out, the first goal I have on my physical body is to develop, it literally says develop a superhero body. I know what that means. It means to develop the physique of a superhero, right? So I'm like, okay, I know, I got to do that. So when I'm working out and I'm like having a tough time with a set, like or a rep, for a moment I glance up and I see the first goal on my board is develop a superhero body. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, I got to keep going. Like it just hits me. I'm like, I got to keep going. Just because I see a physical written version of my goal like this. It's like a spike of motivation. I got to keep going. Or I'm like getting up and I'm like, maybe I'll work out at night instead of in the morning. So I want to procrastinate on it. But then I'm like, but why would I do that? And I question, I'm like, why am I going to do that? Well, because I can go to my office and work more, a couple more hours of work instead of working out for 2 hours. And I go, but the first goal on your board, the most important goal you have first is your body, your fitness. The third goal is your business. Like in priority towards my personal life. I'm like, oh, I don't have to even debate about that. I know what's more important. I'm going to stay and work out. In fact, I work out at the cost of business hours because that's what's more important. Do you understand how this works? You got to prioritize what's the most important thing to you. And what happens is you don't mess around. So I was talking to them about the importance of writing goals. And I was telling them, I'm like, look, when you have it written down, it does something spiritually and mentally to you. Okay? It's like a real thing now. Like a thought is not real. A thought is totally imaginary. A thought is in the air. It's somewhere in the mind. You can't grab a thought. But what happens the moment I take a pen, I take a piece of paper, and I write that thought down? Now it has entered the physical world. Imagine I'm thinking about tape. I'm thinking about tape. Now it's real. The thought was not. If I'm thinking about tape, it's not existent. It's just tape. It's in my mind. It's tape. No, I remember. It's tape. That's great. But until I see it in real life, it is not real. Does that make sense? So when you write your goal down, or better yet, when you draw it out, you have a vision board. I have pictures of things like back in the day. Now I write things. Either one, it's real now. It went from the mental, physical, from the mental, spiritual world to a real world, to your actual reality, your dimension. It's there. I can see it every day. I can touch it. I can touch my goal on paper. This keeps you motivated. So when you're struggling to go and hit this exam, do you have the goal of why you're even doing school right now somewhere to look at? Did you write down? Like every student should be mandatory to write their goal down in the beginning of every school year. What are you doing? Why are you sitting in class with aimlessness in your head? Listen, if you're a teacher watching this, save your kids the misery by doing one simple thing in your class. Just get them to write down their goal. You might find the whole class gets taken up with this exercise because most of them don't even know what they want to write down. So, struggle is an option. It's a choice. Pain is necessary. It's hard. Difficulty is necessary. That's how growth happens. But struggling, stress, fear, worry, these are choices. It's not necessary. You don't need to be struggling, man, preparing for your exam in a month from now. You don't have to struggle. You can have pain. Like it could be hard. Maybe you're learning things that are very difficult to understand. So that just means you work harder. You understand what I'm saying? But struggling is not an option. It's not a mandatory thing I'm saying. It's an option. It's a choice. How do you get rid of struggle or this mental thing you do to yourself, aside from the actual difficult work? You got to have your goal written down, man. The moment you write it down and you look at it, here's what happens. Mentally, you have accepted that it's going to be hard and that you're okay with it. Because you know why you're doing it all. You know why you're doing it all. It's like the difference between two soldiers going to war. One soldier goes to war and they know they're going to war to fight for their country and they have a family at home. They have a family at home that if this person doesn't do their job in this war, then their family could be killed, enslaved, or jeopardized. Like their kids won't grow up to have a life because they lost the war and that country's going to come invade their country. And see, there's so much reason behind why he's at war. And the second person was just bored and filed out a form to join the army. But now they're at war. They have no reason to be there. They're not family at home. They don't even care. They don't even have a family that, that they grew up with, that they love. And they're just there because there's nothing else to do. Here's what happens. When the tough comes up, when you're in the middle of the battlefield, bullets are flying sideways, you see people dying in front of you. The first person who knows there's a family back at home that's counting on them to do their part in this war, that person will run straight forward towards the fear, straight towards the danger, because they have a reason to. And they won't have a struggling moment about it. They won't complain about it. They won't worry about it. They already made up their mind when they made the decision to go with the reason in their mind why they're doing this. And because they know the why they're doing this and the reason behind it, nothing will stop them. They will do whatever it takes. They might get their arm blown off. They're still running towards the danger because that's where the enemy and the threat is. The other person, they'll desert their what is it called when they desert? Deserters?
MIA, missing in action.
Yeah, but there's like a name for them. It's actually a criminal. It's a charge.
Oh,
in America, when you
being
AWOL?
AWOL, yeah.
AWOL? Yeah, like you leave your brothers in arms.
Yes.
That person has nothing to be fighting for. They just got bored, but now it got really hard and they're like, screw this, and they run. It's like, when you set a goal, it should excite you. But ahead of you, God, the universe, source, infinite intelligence, has set up a bunch of obstacles for you to grow into the person to have the goal. So when you know why you have the goal and what the goal is, when you know what the goal is and why you want it, the how becomes easier. It becomes incredibly easier. It becomes like drinking water, no matter how hard it gets. And so my message to you, my man, is, if you have something coming up and you're struggling to study for it, it's just, man, your mind is not fixed upon the goal or why it's important to get there. Then you will look at the exam like, watch me do this. That's what happens to you. Go, watch me pass this. There's nothing. It's exam. I'll eat it for breakfast. See, the motivation now, your confidence comes up. You're like, nothing, man, because if I pass this exam and pass the next one, I do the next one, I'm going to have a life. I'm going to build a family. I'm going to show myself. Watch me do it. I know I can. See what happens? You start telling yourself this now because you know why you're doing it all. But the moment you lose sight of the goal or the reason why the goal is important, everything becomes hard, by the way. Everything. The moment you forget why you're doing it or what you want, everything virtually becomes hard. It doesn't even matter if it's not that hard. You'll make it harder. You ever seen a person who's overweight trying to lose weight, but they don't know why they want to lose weight? And they're kind of comfortable being overweight. And they're like, I kind of like pizza more than having abs anyways. Because pizza's fast, easy, I could pay for it, I could just have it. Abs is so hard. And that person, the reason why they stay there is because they just don't know what they want out of losing weight and why it's going to benefit their life so much. If they had a taste, promise you this, if I took every overweight person in the world and I gave them 1 hour where I magically wave a wand and they get incredibly fit for just an hour just to test it like a free trial, promise you none of them would go back to being overweight. They have no idea how good it feels to not be overweight and to be incredibly fit, feeling sexy, feeling energetic, feeling alive. It's the problem. They don't know what it tastes like. They don't know what it feels like. That person has no sight or idea of their goal, of why they want to lose the weight, or why they're doing what they're doing, or why it's going to be so good for them, why they need to go through all the pain. Sometimes pain motivates you. You're like, I hate this. I want to move. I want to change. I got out of that through depression I'm like, I hate this. I want to change. But eventually what happens is it evolves into inspiration. You're like, I'm so excited to be this person now. I want to be an example to others. So man, if you're studying for your test and your exam and it feels tough, just take 5 minutes, write down why you're in school, why you're doing this exam in the first place, and why it's so important to achieve it. And when you write it down, now it's in the real world. You can see it, read it every day, every morning and every night, over and over and over again. Can you tell me what's up? Oh, we have
2 minutes.
1 minute and a half. So we'll end on this on the Instagram. We're good here? Awesome. So that's my answer, man. For anyone who has goals, when it gets tough, it's because you're losing sight of your goal again. You go, but Armin, I have my eyes on my goal. I know why it's important. I'm still feeling it's tough. I'm going to quit. Okay. Then what you want is not what you really want. I'll leave it at that. You don't actually want what you want. you're doing it for some other reason that's not actually what you genuinely want. You might be doing it to prove something. You might be wanting this goal because you want to show someone else or because someone else told you to do it. Then you got to go back to the root cause, which is your goal is the problem. 100%. Like half the time when people have issues with their goals in my seminars, I bring it back to the fact that the goal itself is the problem. They want something that's completely stupid. Like it makes no sense why they want that. But then they go back to what they really want. So I hope this episode was good. I hope you guys got some value. Look, if you're on YouTube right now, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can get notified every time we come up with content every single week. If you're on Instagram, share this with someone, send it to somebody, or you can go to askarmin.com to submit your questions, get answered live on the show. If you're on Facebook, hit that share challenge and like this video so that it can help us out, get more people out into the show. So I'm so happy you guys came here. This is the #1 show for entrepreneurs who need clarity. I'm your host, Armin Shafee, and I'll see you next time. Make the rest of your week the best of your week.